Hello, this is KC from KC Boomer Tech, where we talk about everything tech, fun stuff, and more on this channel. Today I want to talk to you about Wi-Fi switches. Now, we all have come home and found the house dark, and it's annoying. And today with, Google and Alexa and all of these different devices, you're able to connect everything. So I want to talk to you today about Kasa, you Kasa, light switch. So I'm going to be unboxing it, checking it out, installing it. So hang on, tune in, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So this is our Kasa smart switch Wi-Fi, which is tip link connectable. And take it out of the box. Now you're going to need, it does recommend two tools that you should be using when you install this. One will be a screwdriver, and the other is a pair of pliers or needle nose. I personally like to use needle nose, and I recommend you use insulated tools. We're going to be turning the power off when we install the switch, but most importantly, I want you to be aware. Now, a lot of devices are static sensitive. Okay, a good static pulse can knock out any device that's electronic, and no difference here. So when you're installing this, you want to make sure you have the power off for two reasons. One is you don't want to get killed. And the second reason is if you short out or spark one of these wires, you can blow out the device inside. And you really don't want that to happen. The other most important thing, of course, is that you want to, when you're connecting this, you want to be sure. Because I always like using insulated tools because I never know. I've turned the power off at the box and somebody goes over there, sees it off, and pops it on while you're working. And man, that could be something else. So you have a neutral line. Now, one of the things you're going to have to look in your box that you're going to be installing is sometimes there is no neutral in the box. The light switch just basically wires coming in, and it's interrupted and it's going out. So you may not be able to use it in that situation. You'll have a line, your power in, and your power out, and your grounding connection. Now, the cheaper, less expensive ones that you find don't have this, and those are the ones that you have to be suspectful of because they're not UL certified and they can be dangerous in the long term. So I'm going to go install this, and let's go over there. So I opened up the wall, okay, and this is a problem that you might experience. Now, some of the boxes on modern code are plastic. The older ones are metal, okay? And because they're metal, they were never designed to handle the thickness of these new Wi-Fi devices. Now, previously, I had bought two of these Wi-Fi switches on eBay. I put the first one in a new part of my house, and had no issues. But when I installed it onto a metal box, and this is the wall example of what the wall looks like, and you can see the neutral and the two wires coming out of it. What happened is it didn't work. And I'm like, well, did I get a bad one? Or what's going on here? Maybe I didn't disconnect it. Maybe I connected or disconnected the wires not in the right order. Put everything back and still wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. So I pulled it out and let the wires hang. And when I did, it started working. This is the old one. I'm like, what in the world? So what happened, and what might happen if you're not using a good Wi-Fi switch, is the metal cover surrounding the box actually blocked the Wi-Fi signal and prevented it from going out. Very frustrating. The other thing I found when I was connecting the box is that the old construction, the plate that goes around that metal box, had little tabs that were on each side. And when I tried to push the switch inside, it wouldn't go. And I ended up having to open the sheetrock and basically do what I had to do. I had to remove that plate, that metal plate, go down into Home Depot and get a different plate of a new style that was wider to allow me to use it. So that was very frustrating. The other thing is that you have to be aware of is the codes. When you're installing these into a box, all right, you have to be aware. Now, this particular one comes with wire nuts, and there's two types. This one doesn't have it. The other has a rubber extension that uses for insulator. If you're going to use these, you're going to make their directions online does not tell you to put some electrical tape. You should wrap some electrical tape around the wire nut, okay? And so after you've done it, and this will doubly ensure that you've covered and protected it. So I did install it. Unfortunately, the video, I was recording this on my laptop while I did it, and I didn't realize with the power off, there was no power going to the laptop, and the battery dropped dead, and of course the recording was lost. I'm not going to take it apart and do it again. Now, that being said, I installed it, and this brand, okay, and the reason why I recommend it, the Kasa light switch, is better in the sense that I was able to put it in a metal box, turn it on, and it connected immediately, began the Bluetooth connection, the Wi-Fi connection. I downloaded the Kasa Smart app onto my phone. Boom. Once I did detect, it found the switch with no issues. Then I went into the Alexa app. Boom. Said add new device, enable Kasa, Mi Kasa, new Kasa, and right away it worked fantastic. So beware when you're connecting these things, okay, that you may require an electrician if you're not that handy doing wiring, okay. You got to make sure you know how to do the wiring. Going back to this, let me just do this real quick. I have the wires pulled out here, and you can see the neutral wires being attached, and they're tightened. And when you do, and you take that wire from the device, you want to go and really tighten it around that wire nut. See it? And when it comes from the factory, that wire, the exposed wire, is too short. So you do want to strip off some of the wiring, make it longer so you can go around and tighten it. Apply your wire nut. After you've done that, cut off a piece of electrical tape and go around all the wires, around the wire nut, and then on down to the wires to insulate it. Very important. Now, all in all, I give the Kasa a 9 out of 10. And the reason I don't is because the box didn't come with any directions. You have to go to their website. So if you happen to be, on a new construction site, you have a bunch of these, and you don't have a computer handy, you don't have the any instructions on connecting it from the box. Also, unlike other devices that I've connected to, usually you have on the back, you'll have your line in or power, and you'll have your output, right? And then you'll have your neutral wire, and then of course the ground. This one has two black wires. There's no markings on them to tell you which one goes to the power and which one goes to your light. So I mean, I made an assumption that it was the one closest to the neutral, which is normally what code requires. But to the average user, that is something that lacks. And can be very frustrating because if you go and connect the other black wire, get finished, push it all the way back in, and it doesn't work, you're not going to know what to do. And their video online does not tell you which one to use. It says you connect either wire. Well, you and I know that on a switch that's not necessarily true. Anyway, I hope this has been useful to you. Again, when you're buying any smart device, smart switch, make sure that it is UL certified. Make sure that it is certified to connect to whatever devices that you're going to be connecting it to. You know, whether if you have a Google phone, Google. If it's iPhone, iPhone. If you're going to be using Alexa, fine. If you're going to be using any other device, make sure that it's certified to be able to use for that device. Otherwise, after your installation, you could be going mashugana. That's my favorite word right now because of we're stuck at home. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to bring in you more content on doing home projects, do-it-yourself stuff. Once we get released from this quarantine, we'll be doing some traveling down to Disney and such. So please subscribe, hit the little bell, so that next time I'm online, you might find some content that really hits your liking. And thanks again, and have a great day.